Good morning, everyone. My friends, let me ask you a question. Have you ever woken up and felt like staying in bed all day? Anyone? Pause, smile, oh, come on, be honest. I know I have. Hit that alarm clock and say just 5 more minutes, and then it turns into 50. But let me tell you something, life doesn't wait for 5 more minutes. Success doesn't wait. Your dreams don't wait. You've got to get up and grind. I remember a time when I wanted to give up. I thought, why even try? Have you ever felt like that? Like the whole world is against you. Like no matter how hard you work, nothing changes. But let me tell you, the truth, grinding is not about how you feel. It's about what you decide. See, too many people wait to feel motivated. They wait for inspiration to hit them like lightning. But let me ask you, what if it never hits? What if it's up to you to create your own motivation? Winners don't wait to feel ready. They wake up, stand up, and show up. They grind when they don't feel like it. They grind when no one is watching. They grind when everything seems against them. I know someone here is thinking, but you don't understand my situation. Maybe you're facing rejection. Maybe you've been knocked down so many times you don't even want to get back up. Let me tell you something most people don't realize. Motivation doesn't come first. Action does. Too many people are waiting for that spark, that perfect moment when they feel like doing something. But let me ask you, what if that moment never comes? What if you wake up every single day feeling tired, unmotivated, and unsure? Does that mean you just sit back and let life pass you by? No, that's when you get up and grind. I've met people who tell me, I just don't feel inspired to go after my goals. And I look at them and say, so what? Since when did success depend on feelings? Since when did champions wait until they felt like training? Since when did leaders wake up every morning completely energized and ready to go? The truth is, most days they don't. But they show up anyway. Some of the greatest moments in life happen not because someone felt motivated, but because they refused to quit. I remember waking up one morning completely drained, exhausted, and overwhelmed. Everything in me wanted to stay in bed. I had every excuse to take it easy. Just one day off, I told myself. But then a thought hit me, what if this day, the day I feel like giving up, is the day my breakthrough is coming? What if this is the moment that separates the winners from the quitters? So I got up. I pushed through. And you know what? As soon as I started moving, my mindset changed. My energy shifted. I went from tired to fired up. Why? Because movement creates momentum. You don't wait for motivation, you create it. Think about it. Have you ever started exercising when you didn't feel like it, but by just 5 or 10 minutes you started feeling good? That's because action triggers emotion. Your brain recognizes that you're doing something productive, and suddenly you feel more capable, more energized. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but as it keeps going, it builds power. And that's exactly how success works. You take one step, even when you don't feel like it. Then you take another, and another. And before you know it, you've built a habit. You've built momentum. And momentum is stronger than motivation. I want you to think about something right now. What dream have you been putting off? What goal have you been waiting for the right time to start? Maybe it's your business. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's your personal growth. And maybe you've been saying, I just don't feel ready. Let me tell you the truth, you will never feel ready. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. The people who achieve their dreams are not the ones who have perfect conditions. They are the ones who said, I'll start anyway. They are the ones who took action before they felt like it. You have to get up and grind, not just when you feel good, not just when the sun is shining and everything is going your way, but especially when it's hard. Especially when you don't feel like it. Especially when every part of you wants to quit. Because that is the difference between those who make it and those who don't. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy. I'm telling you it's going to be worth it. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the right time. Get up, take the first step, and keep grinding until you win. Let me ask you something. How many times have you let your feelings decide what you do? How many times have you said, I don't feel like it today, and let that be the reason you stayed in bed, skipped the workout, avoided the hard work, or delayed your dreams? If we're honest, we've all done it, but here's the hard truth. Your feelings don't determine your success, your consistency does. See, too many people believe that motivation is what keeps people going. That's a lie. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who feel motivated every day. They are the ones who show up every day, no matter how they feel. Think about it. Do you think athletes feel like training every single morning? Do you think successful business owners wake up excited every single day? Do you think anyone who has achieved something great always felt like putting in the work? Of course not. But they did it anyway, because they understand that feelings are temporary, but discipline is what lasts. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I'm just not in the right headspace today. Let me tell you something, if you only work when you're in the right headspace, you're never going to get anywhere. You can't let temporary emotions dictate permanent results. There was a time in my life when I let my feelings control me. If I felt tired, I gave up. If I felt discouraged, I stopped trying. If I didn't see quick results, I assumed it wasn't meant for me. And guess what? I got nowhere. But the day everything changed for me was the day I stopped asking myself, do I feel like it? And started telling myself, it doesn't matter how I feel, I'm doing it anyway. That's when the real progress started. That's when I realized that success is built on what you do consistently, not what you do occasionally. I've met people who tell me, I tried chasing my dream, but it didn't work out. And I ask them, how long did you try? They say, a couple of months. Let me tell you something, grinding for a couple of months is not commitment. Grinding for years through failures, through exhaustion, through rejection, that's commitment. And I get it, some days you're exhausted, some days you don't want to move forward. Some days life hits you so hard that you don't even see the point in trying. But that's when you have to push yourself the most. Because the people who win in life are not the ones who work when it's easy. They are the ones who grind even when everything is against them. I know someone here is thinking, but what if I burn out? What if I'm pushing too hard? Let me make something clear. Grinding does not mean destroying yourself. It means committing to the process, even on the hard days. It means showing up even when no one is clapping for you. It means choosing progress over excuses, discipline over feelings, and consistency over comfort. And you might not see results right away. That's okay. Success is not instant. It's a long game. Some people grind for years before they see their breakthrough, but those who stay consistent, those who refuse to quit, those who keep moving even when it's tough, they are the ones who win. So stop waiting to feel motivated. Stop looking for an easy way. Make the decision today that no matter how you feel, no matter what life throws at you, you will show up. You will work, you will grind, because consistency is what separates the dreamers from the achievers. And if you keep grinding, I promise you your breakthrough is coming. Let me ask you something, how do you somehow? Is it when you fall short of your goal? When you get rejected? When things don't go as planned? Because if that's what you believe, then you've got it all wrong. Failure is not when you fall. Failure is when you stay down and refuse to get back up. See, life is going to knock you down. That's not a possibility, that's a guarantee. You will face setbacks, you will be disappointed, you will struggle. And in those moments, you have two choices. You can let failure define you, or you can decide that it's just part of your journey. I've met so many people who gave up on their dreams the first time they got rejected. They applied for a job, didn't get it, and said, maybe I'm not good enough. They started a business, hit some struggles, and said, maybe this isn't for me. They pursued a dream, faced obstacles, and said, maybe this is a sign to stop. But let me tell you something, failure is not a sign to stop. Failure is a sign to grow. Think about a baby learning to walk. When they fall, do they just sit there and say, well, I guess walking isn't for me? No, they get up, they try again, and again, and again, until one day they're running. You were once that baby. You didn't give up then, so why would you give up now? Some of the most successful people in history failed more times than they succeeded. Thomas Edison tried over 1,000 times before he invented the light bulb. Walt Disney was told he lacked creativity. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. But what made them different? They refused to stay down. They understood that every failure was a lesson. Every setback was a setup. And every fall was a chance to rise stronger. I know there's someone here today who feels like giving up. Maybe you've tried and it didn't work. Maybe you've given your best and it still wasn't enough. Maybe you've fallen so many times that you don't even have the strength to get back up. But listen to me, as long as you're breathing, you still have a chance. You don't drown by falling in the water, you drown by staying there. So what if you fail? So what if you've been rejected? So what if it didn't work the first time? That doesn't mean it won't work the next time, but you'll never know if you stay on the ground. You have to get up and grind, not just when it's easy, not just when you feel strong, but especially when you feel weak, because that's when your character is built. That's when you grow. That's when you become the person who is ready to win. So don't let failure stop you. Don't let rejection break you. Don't let setbacks define you. Get up, keep going. And prove to yourself that failure is not the end, it's just the beginning. How many times have you doubted yourself? How many times have you looked at your dreams and thought, maybe I'm not good enough? Maybe I don't have what it takes. Maybe this isn't for me. If you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. But let me tell you something, what you believe about yourself will determine how far you go. See, too many people give up, not because they aren't capable, but because they don't believe they are. They let the voices of doubt, whether from others or from within, convince them that they don't have what it takes. And once you start believing that, it becomes true not because you're not capable, but because you stop trying. I remember a time when I thought, what's the point? I looked at my life, looked at my struggles and thought, I'll never be able to do what other people do. And the moment I believed that, my actions followed. I stopped pushing myself. I stopped trying. I let fear win. But one day I realized something. The only thing stopping me was me. It wasn't my situation. It wasn't my challenges. It was my mindset. And the same is true for you. Now think about this. Every person who has ever done something great had a reason to doubt themselves. Every champion, every leader, every success story you've ever heard about had moments where they felt unqualified, unworthy, and incapable. The difference, they chose to believe in themselves anyway. Because here's the truth, you don't need everyone to believe in you. You don't need the world to cheer for you. You don't need permission from anyone. You just need one person to believe in you yourself. But I get it. It's hard when you've been told you're not good enough. It's hard when people doubt you, when life knocks you down, when nothing seems to be going your way. It's easy to start believing the negative voices, but let me ask you, if you're going to believe something, why not believe in yourself? Why not believe that you are capable, that you are strong, that you have what it takes? Because let me tell you, you do. You have dreams for a reason. You have a purpose. You were not put on this earth to live in fear and doubt. You were meant for more. But you will never step into that greatness if you don't believe it's possible. So stop waiting for someone else to believe in you. Stop looking for outside validation. Stop letting fear make your decisions. Because at the end of the day, it's not about what others think, it's about what you decide. And today, I want you to decide that you are enough. That no matter what you've been through, no matter what obstacles you face, no matter how many times you've fallen, you can and you will rise. Because if you believe in yourself and refuse to quit, nothing, absolutely nothing can stop you. How many times have you faced rejection and thought, maybe this just isn't for me? How many times have you heard the word no and let it break your confidence? Maybe you applied for a job and did get it. Maybe you poured your heart into something only for it to be overlooked. Maybe you tried to chase a dream, but every door seemed to slam in your face. And now you're wondering if you should even keep trying? But listen to me, rejection is not the end of the road, it's just a redirection. See, too many people take rejection as a sign to stop. They think, I was really meant to do this, it would have worked out by now. But that's not how life works. Just because something doesn't happen on your timeline doesn't mean it won't happen. Just because one door closes doesn't mean another one will open. And just because someone else doesn't see your value doesn't mean you don't have any. Rejection is not a reflection of your worth. It's not a sign that you're not good enough. It's just proof that you're in the process. Because let me tell you, every successful person you admire has faced rejection. Every champion, every leader, every entrepreneur has heard the word no more times than they can count. The difference, they didn't let it stop them. Think about this, if Thomas Edison had given up after his first failed attempt, we wouldn't have the light bulb. If J.K. Rowling had stopped after the first publisher rejected her, the world would have never known Harry Potter. If Walt Disney had let rejection define him, we wouldn't have Disneyland. These people weren't special because they never failed. They were special because they refused to let failure define them. I know rejection hurts. I know it stings when you give your all, and it still doesn't seem to be enough. But what if I told you that rejection is often protection? What if I told you that the job you didn't get was a better opportunity was coming? That the relationship that ended was making space for the right person? That the setback you're facing is actually setting you up for something greater? Because that's how life works. Sometimes we don't get what we want, not because we're not capable, but because something better is waiting. But you'll never see it if you give up too soon. So the next time you hear a no, don't take it personally. Don't let it shake your belief in yourself. Instead, see it as a lesson. See it as an opportunity to grow. See it as proof that you are on the path to something greater, because rejection is not meant to break you, it's meant to build you. And if you keep going, if you refuse to quit, if you get up and grind no matter how many times you're not down, I promise you one day, you'll look back and realize that every no was leading you to the biggest yes of your life. Everybody wants success, but most people are looking for it in the wrong place. They think it's in the big, dramatic moments, the overnight wins, the life-changing opportunities, the once-in-a-lifetime breakthroughs. But let me tell you, the true success isn't built in one giant leap. It's built in the small daily steps you take when no one is watching. See, too many people get frustrated because they don't see results fast enough. They work hard for a few weeks, maybe even a few months, and when they don't see a massive breakthrough, they start thinking, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I should just quit. But that's not how greatness works. Think about an athlete training for the Olympics. Do they wake up one day and suddenly become the best in the world? No, they train every single day, sometimes for years before they ever see the reward. Think about a musician who fills stadiums with thousands of fans. Did they just wake up famous? No, they practiced their craft for hours, for years when no one was paying attention. Think about a tree. When you plant a seed, do you see results overnight? No, it takes time, care, patience, and faith before you ever see it break through the ground. And the same is true for you. Your dreams, your goals, your success is not going to happen in an instant. It's going to happen through the small daily decisions you make, the ones that seem insignificant, the ones that seem boring, the ones no one claps for, waking up early, putting in the work, studying, training, practicing, staying consistent, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Because small steps lead to big wins. But the problem is most people quit too soon. They don't realize that every little step they take is building something bigger. They don't see that every time they show up, they're planting a seed, and just because they don't see results immediately, they assume nothing is happening. But just like that tree, growth is happening beneath the surface before you ever see it on the outside. I know someone here today is feeling frustrated. You've been working hard, you've been giving your best, and you still feel like you're miles away from where you want to be. But listen to me, don't stop now. Because every step you take is a brick in the foundation of your success. And one day you'll look back and realize that all those small steps were leading you to the breakthrough you've been waiting for. So don't let the slow progress fool you. Don't let the lack of instant results make you give up. Because if you keep showing up, if you keep grinding, if you keep moving forward, one day you'll wake up and realize that all those small steps have turned into something bigger than you ever imagined. Keep going. Your success is being built right now. At the end of the day, it all comes down to one thing: how bad do you want it? Everybody says they want success. Everybody talks about their dreams. Everybody imagines a better life. But only a few actually do what it takes to get there. Because wanting something isn't enough. Talking about it isn't enough. Even having talent isn't enough. The only thing that separates those who succeed from those who don't is relentless effort. See, you can have all the potential in the world, but if you're not willing to grind for it, it won't matter. You can have the best ideas, the biggest dreams, the most detailed plans, but if you don't put in the work, none of it will come to life. Success doesn't care about what you say you're going to do. It only responds to what you actually do. And that's where most people get stuck. They dream big, but they act small. They want results, but they don't want the process. They say, I'll start tomorrow, I'll wait for the right time. I'll do it when I feel ready. But let me tell you something, there is no right time. There is no perfect moment. The only time you have is now. I've seen so many people with incredible potential stay stuck because they were waiting. Waiting for motivation, waiting for approval, waiting for some magical sign that would make everything easy. But success doesn't work like that. You don't wait for it, you go get it. You don't sit around hoping things will change, you make them change. And yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, you will face obstacles. Yes, you will have days when you don't feel like pushing forward. But that's when you have to remind yourself, why did you start? Because if your reason isn't big enough, you'll quit when things get tough. If your vision isn't strong enough, you'll give up at the first sign of difficulty. That's why you need to know deep down why you're grinding. Is it for your family? Is it to prove something to yourself? Is it to build the life you've always dreamed of? Whatever it is, hold on to it. Let it fuel you. Let it push you when nothing else will. Because here's the truth, there is no shortcut. There is no easy way. There is no magic formula. There is only the grind, the daily effort, the sacrifices, the discipline to keep moving forward, even when you don't see immediate results. And if you're willing to do that, if you're willing to push past the excuses, push past the doubts, push past the days when you feel like giving up, then nothing can stop you. So stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop looking for an easy way out. Get up. Get to work. And don't stop until you get where you're meant to be. My friend, life is not going to hand you success on a silver platter. You will fall, you will fail, you will face rejection, and there will be days when you feel like giving up. But every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt is just another test to see how badly you want it. So what will you do? Will you let failure define you? Will you let rejection break you? Will you let fear stop you? Or will you rise? Will you push forward when it's hard? Will you believe in yourself even when no one else does? Will you get up and grind day after day until your dreams become reality? Because I promise you this, if you refuse to quit, if you stay hungry, if you show up every single day with passion, discipline, and determination, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that can stop you. So go after it. Chase your dreams with everything you've got. Fight for the life you deserve. And when you get knocked down, don't stay there, get up and grind. Good luck on your journey. You've got this. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you.